Alright, and welcome back to the Unnamed Podcast. It has been a while.
It has.
Since we've last
Like
done
2 or
this.
3 weeks.
This is Michael,
Yeah, it's Tyler.
and I think we're going to start off with a Bear fan.
The Trubisky rant. It's coming. It's over.
It's over?
It's all over. It's all over. The Bears will go nowhere with him at the playing quarterback.
Remember both of us had the Bears in the Super Bowl?
Yep. It's painful. It's painful.
Now, what do you think, is it all Trubisky? I mean, Nagy's play calling isn't the best right now.
I feel like Trubisky is limiting Nagy so much.
That's what I've been thinking. I'm thinking, Nagy's so, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Yeah.
That, he's getting into his own head.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know what to call. His defenses are just stacking the box.
Yeah.
Throw the ball. I dare you. And he's like, well, that's why we run 7 times, and then I get chewed out because we run
and then
the ball.
you get behind in a game early,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
7 points is a lot for the Bears.
Yeah.
If they're not up.
I mean, that Eagles game, some people wanted to blame the defense for having a bad 2 first drives. I mean, okay, yeah, but you can't expect your defense to be perfect all the time.
Yeah, they can't shut teams out every game.
Yeah. And when your defense is on the field all game,
I say if a defense gives up 22 points, that's enough for you to win.
yeah, especially considering that they gave up those first 2 drives and then only gave up 22.
Yeah, I thought it was about to be a 49-0 game.
Yeah.
I feel like the defense just later in the games is just we can't win with this quarter. Like what happened to Jacksonville? Yeah. They were in the AFC Championship with Blake Bortles. What happened the next year? They were like, this guy sucks. I don't want to try.
Nobody wants to play for a quarterback that's terrible and that they know is the problem.
Mm-hmm. There's quarterbacks that are bad, but teams will still play for because they believe in him.
And at least the Bears seem to believe in Trubisky, I guess.
I don't know. I think maybe Pace believes in him because a lot of...
I know Amukamara came out and said something.
Oh, coming out and saying it. I mean, I'd say...
Obviously you can say it, but it's
do you actually think
you really believe it?
I think the only person in the organization that truly believes it is Pace, and I think that's because...
I don't think Pace even believes it at this point.
I think he's just sad.
I don't think why you would. I don't see why you would believe Trubisky is the guy.
Not recent. No, he hasn't done a single thing this season.
Yeah. I mean, he had... His best game was Washington, a terrible defense, and he was just okay.
Yeah, he was all right against Washington, and they're the bottom 3 team in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's just not. And then the worst part that everyone brings up is that not only was he selected before Mahomes and Watson, he was also traded up 1 spot to get.
I will defend that trade till the day I die.
I would have just stayed there and took Watson. That's what I wanted them to do, and that's what I thought they were going to do.
In the draft process, when you have your guy, you got to take your guy.
Yeah, and your guy was that one of the 3.
Hindsight doesn't matter.
Even going into the draft, most people were like, Watson should be the number 1 quarterback taken. Most TV analysts were saying that.
But he was their guy.
Yeah.
And when Cleveland was threatening to trade up,
I bet Cleveland, you wish Cleveland would have done it.
I wished Cleveland would have traded up.
Imagine that.
Well, okay, at that point, Cleveland trades up to 2.
So they have 1 and 2. They had Myles Garrett that year.
Myles Garrett.
And then they trade up because they have
trade
so
up
many
for
first-round picks.
Trubisky, I guess. For hypothetical sake, we'll say they take Trubisky. The Bears take Solomon Thomas then?
Yeah, another bust.
I mean, maybe with a better defense.
I don't know. He's on a great one right now. He's not doing anything.
That's true. And I guess you can assume the rest of the draft goes the same way. Maybe they draft a quarterback later.
Yeah, maybe they get a 2nd or 3rd round. Maybe they take Deshaun Kaiser instead of the Browns.
Dak Prescott?
No. He wasn't in that draft.
Wait, he wasn't?
No, he was in the Wentz draft. The Wentz and Goff draft was Dak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, my bad. Well, because Zeke and...
Yeah, Zeke and...
Yeah, my bad.
Prescott were both rookies.
I'm trying to think if there were any late round quarterbacks here.
That was not supposed to be a good draft class for quarterbacks.
Yeah,
and besides the 2, 1 MVP and 1 MVP candidate,
Yeah.
It wasn't a good quarterback draft.
Yeah. Grant, I mean, all things considered, it is a pretty good quarterback draft class.
When you have two
I
like
mean,
that.
Mahomes is the best quarterback to come out in
He had
a couple
the
years now.
greatest debut season ever.
Yeah.
By a quarterback.
And
I mean,
before he
maybe-
got hurt this year, he was keeping it up.
Yeah, people were saying he was falling off with his two losses to
Yeah.
Houston, and
But you can't expect a guy to continue to put up those numbers.
his falling off was still 300 yards and a touchdown
Exactly.
or two.
And it's not like he looked bad.
No, he was hurt
Yeah.
before he got like actually injured with his kneecap, which was a freak play. It was his ankle.
Well, freak play.
You don't really see people get hurt on QB sneaks. Brady's.
It was a terrible play call, though.
Yeah, I didn't agree with.
Why do you send your star quarterback into the pile in the first quarter of a game when you can just kick a field goal and you know he's already hurt? I know the ankle had nothing to do with that injury, but why would you even?
He still thought
Think
like,
about that.
oh well, it's a QB sneak. No one ever gets hurt on QB sneaks. I didn't agree with it. But yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't like the worst play call, and it's because the Chiefs have no running back.
Yeah,
To
they have 3 half running backs,
they have an
3
old
guys
McCoy.
that can be elusive and
Darrell
shed tackles.
Williams is garbage.
Yeah,
He's not a good running back. He was a third string in college at
Yeah.
LSU. Like there's a reason why he didn't start.
has
there.
Darwin done anything this year?
No, ever since they got Shady, he was just kicked to the bottom. He was
Yeah.
so exciting in the preseason.
Nothing for him.
And then they cut Carlos Hyde because Carlos Hyde sucked in the
Yeah.
preseason. And then Darwin did so good.
And now Carlos Hyde is pretty
He's
decent
solid
in Houston.
For Houston. And Darwin's our fourth guy, but probably will be the number one guy next year.
Yeah, because there's no way they bring back Shady.
No, Shady's gone.
Is Damien's contract up?
I think he has one more year, but he's
He's not that good. He was a filler guy, and then they re-signed him for some reason.
yeah, well, he had some good games, but then everyone's like, yeah, he can't be the lead guy. They
Yeah.
almost got Le'Veon again.
Yeah.
In a trade. But, the Jets are bad and don't like to make good trades.
Yeah, I think the Jets are better than their record.
No. I thought that when they beat the Cowboys. I was like, oh, they're better than 0-4.
And then
Now
everybody
I'm
was like, oh, Sam Darnold, fantasy MVP for the second half of the season.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, they lost to Miami. No, they're not good.
Yeah.
They're bad.
And
team.
well, then even after the New England game, everybody was like, oh, it's New England.
That's what I was
cool
like.
out.
I was like, it's New England. Sam Darnold's still, and then they lost to who? They lost to Miami.
Miami, who was before that?
And they had someone
it-
else who was playing Ghostbusters. I think it might have been Buffalo. But people are just clowning Sam Darnold now.
Yeah, what happened?
He said he saw ghosts, and
Yeah.
now he sucked.
That Monday night game, was that? I'm trying to remember who they played.
The Monday night game.
Yeah, with the seeing ghost thing.
That was the Patriots.
That was the Patriots?
Yeah, they just made him look like a fool.
But who's in between the Patriots and Miami game?
I don't know. I think it was Buffalo, but I don't think they'd make him play 3 division games in a row. It doesn't matter. It was sad to see how
Yeah.
bad they are. But speaking about Mahomes and how he
Jacksonville.
it was Jacksonville.
It was at the London game, yeah.
Minshew went off.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Minshew mania.
Yeah.
He's no longer.
But
But
yeah, as far as Trubisky, back to the point. They need to explore options to replace him this year. I'm not going to expect them to, because that's a big move,
because the Panthers can save up to 20
Cam
million.
Newton.
They can save up to 20 mil this offseason if they cut or trade him.
What do you have to give up for him, though?
Say they cut him, the Bears have to sign him.
Oh, if they cut him, I guess if you're Cam,
Why wouldn't
and
you
you
wanna
can go
to
anywhere.
Chicago? Matt Nagy would have a field day.
yeah, I guess, yeah. What are your legitimate options if you're Cam?
Okay, actually, if you're the Bears, you have a lot of options this offseason.
Yeah.
In free agency for quarterback, you have Teddy Bridgewater as an option. You have, if Tennessee's not going to bring back Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Tampa might not bring back Jameis. You got Cam as an option.
Yeah, Cam. My favorite, Andy Dalton.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is he your favorite out of everyone we just said?
I guess as far as cost as a factor, he's probably going to cost you the least out of all those guys.
Probably the least out of all of them, but I don't think.
And he's not going to lose you games.
I think he has the lowest ceiling out of all of
Yeah,
those guys.
but he's not going to lose you games, and I think that's all they need.
Really? He's not going to win you any, as you can
Yeah,
see.
but they don't need him to.
I think he did lose some games in the Bengals. I mean, he'd go to the red zone all the time with that amazing offense, and they'd still stall out.
But the Bengals never... I have a lot of faith in the playmakers around that Bears offense outside of tight end.
I mean, the receivers are Allen Robinson. And
Gabriel catches everything.
Everything he physically can with Trubisky, who overthrows him.
There's some solid receivers on that roster. They just drafted Ridley.
Yeah, he's been hurt, right?
No, he just hasn't played because there's no room for him. Wims gets first-team reps.
That doesn't make any sense to me. You don't give Ridley and then just... I thought he was hurt. Like, I honestly
he was hurt for a little bit, and he's been back, but he hasn't been able to earn any playing time.
With how bad the offense has been, I would just throw him out there.
I guess the problem has never been the receivers. Why would you switch it up?
They haven't been...
And I'm sure he's gotten some snaps.
They've been a small problem compared to their quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, there's some times where I'm like, someone can get open to help him a little bit. Yeah. But no, he can't throw.
But he doesn't find them when they're open.
He does. He'll just throw it 50 feet over there.
No. That's like... Have you watched any of the tape? Because I've watched a few stuff. He just doesn't find guys.
He's not a good quarterback.
The processor
all the things that were said about him coming out of the draft, like, oh, he only started 1 year. Yeah. Like, let's have some red flags for this guy. He couldn't start in college.
Yeah.
And then I watched him in person. I went to the Illinois-North Carolina game. I didn't think he looked much better than Illinois' quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's the worst rated player in Madden.
Who is it?
Wes Lunt or something.
Wes Lunt. That's a name.
48 overall in Madden.
Is he even in Madden anymore?
He was the last time I checked. 48 overall this year. And I thought they looked like they could be the same player.
Yeah. I don't know what the Bears do. I'm on the Andy Dalton train. I kind of like the Cam idea.
My favorite is the Marcus Mariota idea.
I'm not on the Mariota train.
I feel like he would fit beautifully with Matt Nagy. He's never had a good offensive play caller.
Yeah.
And he's not like... He had one good year. Like, not even the playoff
He's had his moments, at least.
Yeah, I think,
Granted, Trubisky has two, but...
Mariota had a whole season of moments.
Yeah.
I thought, like, if you give him Matt Nagy, I think he'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
An above-average quarterback. And then the Bears would be, like, 12-4.
Oh, yeah. I think if you get... Okay, even Andy Dalton. If you give the Bears Andy Dalton right now, they're at least 10-6.
Yeah, 10-6. I don't have faith in Andy Dalton anymore. He's getting old, too.
But that... When you've got Khalil Mack on contract, you got to pay Eddie Jackson soon. You're still paying Akeem Hicks. You just spent a ton of money on your terrible offensive line. Bobby Massey's locked up for 4 years.
That was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Do you think Pace has a job for much longer?
I would think that the organization has a lot of faith in him. I personally have a decent amount of faith in him.
I'm losing it.
It's gone down because I think he's used too many of his assets. He spent so much money re-signing guys that probably shouldn't have been re-signed. I mean, even when they re-signed like Eddie Goldman, like, that guy's a great player, but are you really going to put that chunk of money towards a run stopper?
Yeah, and then, like, you have other in-house talent that's been great. Like,
right.
Like Robertson Harris or something like that.
Roy Robertson Harris, Nick Williams.
Yeah, they've both been great. And then, like, you have Eddie Goldman taking all that money.
Yeah.
When you could have those two.
And then you gave Bobby Massey a 4-year contract. I like that they extended Whitehair, but you've got and drafted James Daniels. I think the interior of that line, they had the right idea. And with Kyle Long, they reduced his contract, so
yeah,
that was fine. And Leno was playing well. I don't know what happened to Leno. He just fell off a cliff. He's locked up for another 4 years. So you've got a tackle problem. You have no tight ends. You're paying Trey Burton.
And you took Trubisky over Watson.
Yeah.
Who is in contention for our MVP.
Yeah.
For our midseason award. I think we should get into that.
Is the Trubisky rant over?
I think we're done with the Bear talk.
Yeah.
So
I will never be done with the Bear talk, but for now.
So my MVP candidates, you got 3 for me. You got Wilson, Watson, McCaffrey.
For me, I'm gonna add Rodgers to that list.
No,
but in last place.
I don't even think he deserves to be. I'd rather have Lamar Jackson on the MVP than Aaron Rodgers. He had his Oakland game, and then the rest I feel like he's been solid. Not.
I mean that MVP. Team is 7-2.
I mean
the defense isn't
Jimmy G's 8-0. Like I'm not putting him in this. Tom Brady's 8-1. I'm not putting him in this.
But I guess Jimmy G's like that defense has been so good. That's a big reason why they're 8-0. The Packers defense is mediocre at best.
Yeah, but I mean he's carried them in 1.5 games.
I guess what is winning them games?
Putting up great numbers and like leading a game winning drive. He's not in contention with me. Like it's those 3 and then there's whoever, the rest of the league. Yeah. And then Lamar Jackson.
I'm fine with that. I can't.
And then my winner right now, I mean he's playing ridiculous, is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know how Russell Wilson can't not be your MVP right now.
And few people can argue for McCaffrey because he is the entirety of Carolina.
Yeah, but it's a quarterback's award.
Yeah, I know. And Carolina's got to win out for me to. And
Carolina's got to make the playoffs at least.
If Christian can do 1,000 of each, or 1,500 and 1,000.
Yeah.
Then
we'll think about it.
Maybe. But Russell's got to slow down.
What were AP's numbers the year he won?
I don't know. Close to 2K.
Because I think he got like barely over 2K.
I just know, like, running backs don't win MVP anymore. Not since.
AP was what, 2012?
Yeah, it was a while ago, and I don't know. I just like to see it to go to Christian to like mix it up a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's Russell or Watson, depending on probably who finishes with a better record at this point.
Yeah, and I think that it's weird. Like the Seahawks were such a running offense last year. They had the most carries in the league by far. Chris Carson went nuts.
He's still doing great.
Yeah, he's playing well, which surprised me.
Didn't surprise me.
Well, okay. It looked like Penny was going to start to win that job. Mm-hmm. He started taking carries, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, but Carson's done great, like I said he would.
Yeah.
So we both got Wilson at MVP.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this is a real tough one.
Yeah. It can't be Nick Bosa. I wish I could pick Nick Bosa.
I also wish,
but I can't.
I mean, Stephon Gilmore.
It's
weird to give it to a corner, but he's been so great for them.
I think Kuechly's up there.
Kuechly's always up there. He's just the best. One of the
best.
Well,
Carolina's been competent, so Kuechly's got to be up there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it to Gilmore. He's just such a great corner, and that defense has still, when they have adjusted for competition, and the stats is still one of the historic defenses.
Yeah,
I think Gilmore.
I'm just trying to think of what are the other legitimate options.
What pass rushers are destroying it right now? Because that's usually who wins it.
Mac hasn't been nuts lately.
Mac and Donald aren't doing anything, so it's not them.
Yeah,
it's really Nick Bosa. Like it could be Nick Bosa. In all honesty,
after Gilmore, I mean, I don't think there's any way Nick Bosa wins it, but I think he probably should.
Yeah. My offensive player of the year, because that's an award, I'm going to give that to Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they would definitely do that.
100%.
If he's not getting MVP, they'll be like, all right, but your offense.
I don't think there's any award that's more of a lock than Christian McCaffrey for offensive player of the year.
Yeah, he deserves it. Yeah. He's the offense.
Yeah.
All this talk about, Kyle Allen. Like, no, it's just Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And Cam Newton's shoulder was messed up and his feet were messed up. So he was just not himself at all.
Right.
He's like, I'd say he was 40% of himself. And that's why he was so bad in those last, 6 games.
He couldn't throw the football.
No, and he just wanted to.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Josh Jacobs, easy.
Like most of these awards just seem like they're locked up right now, and it's only 9.
Yeah, or at least it's down to a couple guys.
Mm-hmm. Jacobs has just been incredible.
Yeah.
He's making the Mac trade not look terrible for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Because they got him out of it.
They got him. They got.
Or he was either Mac or Cooper. He was one of those two guys' picks.
No, well, because Jacobs was what, 20.
He was 24.
That would have been the Bears.
Okay, so Jacobs is from the Bears.
Yeah.
I think their other player they picked in the first round because they had 3 first-rounders last year.
Well, because and then Dallas
gave up 1 for Cooper, so I don't know.
And Dallas would have been later than the Bears.
Yeah,
because they won a playoff game.
But yeah, Jacobs is making the trade. Whatever one it was, he's making the trade look like it was worth it because he's been insane.
The Raiders are so surprising.
Yeah,
because that roster sucks. That is not a 4-4 roster.
No, they haven't played a home game for 4 games.
Really?
This is the first time.
Well, and they gave up that home game in London.
Yeah. Well, they've been because Oakland doesn't even want them there in the first place right now.
Yeah.
And they've just been going everywhere. So this is their first home game in a month.
Yeah.
That's insane for them.
And they're playing on Thursday.
Yeah.
Against the Chargers.
I think. I don't know who I want to win as a Chiefs fan. Like, I don't want the Chargers to keep crying. I would rather have the Raiders win because I know for a fact.
You know they're not going to do anything.
Kansas City owns Oakland.
Yeah.
Just owns them.
Yeah.
Like, they put up 28 in the second quarter, and then they just coasted.
Yeah. Is Mahomes coming back this week?
Probably.
That's
I don't
wild.
really care if he does because they play Tennessee, and Matt Moore is already better than half the quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Andy Reid's his coach.
If you want to flash back to the old Trubisky game, Matt Moore.
I'd take Matt Moore if I'm the Bears.
I'd think about it.
I would do it. For 1 year, I'm doing it.
For this year, maybe.
He's number 1 in a deep passer rating. In his games he's played, obviously.
That Alex Smith year is all rushing back.
Yeah.
Because obviously Matt Moore is not a super talented quarterback, but
if he was, he wouldn't have been the 3rd string.
It's the same thing as Alex Smith, the year Mahomes got drafted.
Yeah. Man, Alex Smith was so great that year.
Yeah.
If he would have won a playoff game, they might have kept him another year.
Maybe.
Probably not, though.
Yeah.
They would have had to win a Super Bowl.
Consensus is that Alex Smith is never going to play again, right?
Yeah. It was just such a shame.
Yeah.
Kansas City intentionally did not trade him to Cleveland because they had too much respect for him.
How many quarterbacks has that happened to? I know it happened with Jimmy G.
Not traded
the Patriots. My understanding was that
that's because
Cleveland offered a first rounder for Jimmy G, and they took a second rounder from the Niners.
I think there was 2 reasons that. One, they didn't. Bill is their GM too, basically.
Oh yeah.
Didn't want to keep him in the division in the conference because he knew that he was talented. 2, fuck the Browns because he got fired from there.
True.
So he wanted to still stick it to him with that.
That's a Belichick move.
Speaking about Browns quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield sucks.
Yeah, what happened?
He's not good. Just not good at football anymore.
I wish I could, pinpoint what happened.
Play call. Freddie Kitchens is not a coach. He's fired.
Freddie Kitchens is a player at best. For locker room reasons.
He's just not a good coach. His play calls make them. It's last week. We're just gonna go right back to week 8. 4th and 4 or whatever. This is a must. You need to get this one.
Yeah.
Let's put Odell on a streak. Your quarterback's never going
on roster.
Your quarterback's never going to look at a streak on 4th and 4.
Yeah.
Granted, he was open. If Baker would have looked at him, it was a touchdown. But you're just basically drawing him out of the play.
Yeah.
And then you have to throw it into triple coverage to Jarvis Landry.
And why are you drawing your best receiver out of the play?
Yeah. Why not have Jarvis and Odell on the same side of the field?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know. Freddie Kitchens can't coach. Baker Mayfield can't throw the ball.
Nick Chubb is really good, though.
Yeah. Well, their offense, they want to be the Rams. They want to run, play action you. But
yeah,
no.
But it doesn't work.
No, teams are figuring out the Rams now.
All that Browns offense has done is one 5-yard slant to Odell that he just happened to take 70 yards to the house.
Yeah.
Against the Jets.
Is that his only touchdown of the year?
I think so.
He's had 4 red zone targets all year.
It's a shame.
He's being wasted there.
Yeah.
To think he was...
Do you think he gets traded?
Yeah, I think he wants out.
It won't surprise me if he wants out. If he actually gets traded, though.
The NFL is getting closer to like the NBA when it comes to superstars
Yeah.
getting what they want when it comes to trades and stuff.
Right.
Like, look at all the player movement we've had in the NFL recently. Like, that's insane for the NFL.
And the rumored player movement, too.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams, Le'Veon. The
Yeah.
Le'Veon thing is the craziest thing to me.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You sign him, and then he was rumored to get traded
To
in that same
Pittsburgh.
in the same off season.
Yeah.
That they signed him.
Because Gase didn't want him.
Yeah. Why would you ever hire a coach that doesn't want your running back?
Right.
That you just paid so much money
I
for.
heard that happened in Miami with Gase, too, with the Gesicki pick. Gase did not want Mike Gesicki.
Gase should be a coach anymore.
I think he's a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He made the best out of Jay Cutler in his 1 year.
Yeah, his 1 year Jay Cutler
Yeah.
was great, but I mean, who knows? Jay Cutler could have been good if he tried.
Yeah. I'd love it if Jay Cutler were the Bears quarterback right now.
Yeah, Bears fans all this hate towards Jay Cutler. I bet they'd pay.
It seems like every Bears fan either loves or hates Jay Cutler.
Majority hate because
There's a pretty good amount of Jay love though.
maybe because he
consider
got him
myself
to
on
the
that
last
side.
NFC Championship game
Well, because I think it's that population of people that blame it on the coaches,
on Tressman and
on Tressman and
I remember.
little bit of Lovey.
And then was
John
it
Fox.
Yeah, that was something. Are there any other awards? Coach of the Year.
Coach of the year,
You have to give it to Kyle Shanahan right now.
Shanahan.
8-0. Got to give it to him.
Gruden is tempting.
He's not going to get it. You
They haven't
8-0.
won enough games.
You have they go like 2-14 last year.
I still wouldn't rule out the Niners crashing and burning.
Oh God, I'm 100% on that train. I could see them. I know they play the Saints. I think they play the Seahawks twice.
Yeah.
They still have the Rams again. Who else is in that division?
They're playing Seattle this week.
They got another Arizona game.
Seattle this week is going to be difficult.
Is it in Seattle? Like it matters, but why are all the good home teams not good at home?
Yeah,
Kansas City and Seattle.
Well, it's like last week I was making my picks against the spread, and I saw Seattle minus 6.5 at home against Tampa Bay. I picked Tampa Bay immediately.
Yeah.
Like I think Seattle's one. It said Seattle's 1-5 against the spread at home.
Yeah, I mean Seattle and Kansas City have not been what they usually are at home.
Yeah.
It's just weird because those are two of the loud. They were trading the record back and forth between the loudest stadium ever.
I don't know what it is.
It's probably a fluke year.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Coach of the year, I got Shanahan. You got him too, with a hope of Gruden.
I want to pick Gruden's. I'm going to pick Gruden.
You're gonna say Gruden's coach of the year
I'm gonna
because
say
his roster's not 4-4.
Roster sucks, and he's making it happen.
The roster is bad.
Yeah.
Tyrell Williams and
That is like a
Baldwin,
bottom 4 roster.
and he's making it happen.
Yeah.
How about our own awards? How about most disappointing?
Most
Team.
Yeah.
I got Atlanta.
Let's go by conference.
One from each.
Yeah.
Atlanta and LA. The Chargers.
I agree on the Chargers. I have to take the Bears.
Oh fuck yeah!
I have to take the Bears.
As high as I was on Atlanta, I was even higher on the Bears.
Yeah, that's such an easy choice.
Both of
Most
those.
disappointing. Biggest surprise?
I guess the Niners.
I guess not. I picked them to win the division, though. I'm proud of that pick.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that pick.
In your eyes, Seattle's a surprise too because you had them third in their division.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Also, for most disappointing, the Rams are not nearly as good as we thought they'd be. For most surprising, and I guess Buffalo. Were they 5-2 or 6-2 or something?
When the Indianapolis thing happened, I should have considered Buffalo more to make the playoffs.
I was in that episode. I was saying a little bit about Buffalo.
Yeah,
I liked them and our Josh Allen.
Yeah,
he's been solid.
He hasn't been like crazy playmaking though. Like
I thought he'd do more.
Because I think the consensus was he's either gonna like go nuts or it's gonna be pretty bad.
And he's
just been solid.
He's all right.
But like Jimmy G level, maybe even a little better.
I think a little. I'd rather, like, For the Niners, I'd rather. I don't know if Kyle Shanahan had Josh Allen. I think he'd have a field day with that cannon of an arm and all those speedsters out there.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to see.
And well, like I really love that Niners offense. Just the way it's constructed.
Oh yeah, Shanahan is a great coach.
Shanahan is a god, and he's got probably the most speed overall on offense.
Him or Kansas City?
I guess Kansas City's up there.
Cole and
but
Tyree.
With the running backs, a factor too, and Kittle.
Kittle is fast. Kelsey's not a slow tight end.
Yeah,
he's
but
a fast
Kittle.
tight end.
He's not Kittle.
Kittle's ridiculous.
When you've got Tevin Coleman, Breida, and
Jerick McKinnon.
McKinnon, granted, who hasn't played, but
I think he got hurt again.
Yeah, he got hurt.
But yeah, and then you got Marquise. You got other guys.
Yeah. And now they got Emmanuel Sanders in the slot. Great trade for them.
Yeah, that worked out great.
The Niners are doing everything right.
The two undefeated teams made trades for wide receivers.
Yeah.
Mohamed Sanu looked great.
Yeah.
For New England.
Yeah.
They needed him.
And I was really expecting the Niners to try to pick up more of like a big body receiver, like an AJ Green.
Definitely something.
Or I'm trying to think of who else was around. Maybe even Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Granted, they wouldn't have traded for him, but you get the point.
They were too low on waivers to claim him.
Yeah.
Because Seattle got him at like 28.
Yeah, it would have been Seattle and then somebody, New England.
Yeah.
San Fran.
So
Seattle, probably Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay was after them.
Yeah.
And we're the Saints. I don't know how waiver wires work then.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Because Seattle, they said 28th.
Yeah.
Are they 6-3 or are they 7-2?
They're 7-2.
Oh,
so then 29-30 was probably Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, and then New Orleans, and then New England,
yeah.
and San Fran. So we were right. We were just stupid.
Right. Math is hard.
28-32 is 5.
Yes. San Francisco's good. I think we can sum it up right there.
They're good.
The Niners are
We'll
good.
see if they're as good.
I think they're legit.
I want to wait till they play the Saints. Because that means that they've played Seattle by then, too.
Remember that conference championship a few years ago? Vernon Davis went nuts.
Yes. I remember Vernon Davis very well. He was arguably the best tight end a few years.
Yeah.
He had some time.
I'm going to predict that Kittle goes nuts. Like, just at, 3 touchdowns. Something like that.
In the NFC Championship?
In the Saints game.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Revise our Super Bowl pick.
Do you want to revise playoff picks first?
I don't want to do
That's not really worth it.
Just the Super
Let's do conference championships.
Okay. Well, my old conference championship is going to be my new conference championship. Except we're changing the location.
Keeping it?
Yep.
In New England?
We're going to New England now instead of in Kansas City.
Okay.
And I still think
Kansas.
4th time's the charm.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen in the regular season when they play. But Mahomes is going to be like, if they lose, there's no way I can see Mahomes allowing them to lose 4 times in a row to Tom Brady.
It's Tom Brady, though.
Just in for me and Rappaport, Mahomes was a full participant in practice today. Therefore, he's probably...
Looks like he's coming back.
He's playing. Yeah, I'm keeping my AFC the same. My NFC, I believe,
Who did you pick? Chicago and...
I think it was Chicago and Philly.
Yeah.
I had a rematch of the doink.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen.
Many doinks.
Double the doinks.
Yes.
And I'm gonna give it to in New Orleans against Seattle.
Okay. I think it's an interesting pick.
And I got Seattle beating New Orleans with a Russell Mahomes Super Bowl, and that will be my favorite Super Bowl.
That would be fun.
That would be a beautiful game.
I would love it.
And then pick your poison. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think Mahomes was sick of hearing all the...
Yeah.
He's a one-hit... Even though he was amazing.
Yeah.
His 2 weeks of being hated on, he didn't like that. And he's going to come back and
I can see
show everyone what's up.
I like your picks.
And the defenses looked better. Like,
Yeah.
they were god-awful last year, and then everyone was like, oh, they're all right.
Tyrann
like,
Mathieu is making the changes. Yeah.
Chris Jones, when he came back this week, completely changed the run defense.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook led the league in rushing. I was like, he's about to get 300 yards against the Chiefs.
Shut him down.
71 for the Chiefs, 71 yards rushing
take that.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Especially when you got Matt Moore playing quarterback.
Yeah. They needed him to get
Yeah.
shut down. I think they've played a lot better since Mahomes has been out because I don't think...
Yeah. It's a motivator, and
They're like, we can't rely on him
They got Chris
anymore.
Jones back, too.
And
That's the big one.
he's one of the...
Yeah.
Besides Aaron Donald, he's the best defensive tackle in football.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
My AFC. New England is one of them.
Gotta be. Based on principle, they have to be.
Yeah. New England, I'm going to... Indy's in the mix.
You think they can make a little push?
I think Brissett is legit for Indy anyway.
Yeah.
Indy's in the mix. I'd even put Buffalo in the mix.
No way. Josh Allen's not winning 2 playoffs.
I think my prediction for Buffalo is that they'll finish the regular season pretty strong, kind of flame out in the playoffs.
I'll
maybe lose to Indy or like
Houston's in there.
Houston.
You got, I think the 4 teams that can be in the conference championship are New England, Kansas City, Baltimore,
Houston. Yeah.
And then I guess Indy. So
yeah.
You got 5 teams that can be in there.
I got 5. I'm gonna take Kansas City, New England.
I just want to see
easy.
it again, too.
Yeah.
And they've been 6-3 hurt. They barely had Sammy and Tyreek at the same time.
Yeah.
Mahomes has been out. Their whole defense, who's already bad, got hurt.
Right.
And
they pushed through.
And they've won tough games. I didn't think they'd beat Minnesota. That was a real test for them.
I really didn't think so either.
And then they didn't get embarrassed by Green Bay like I thought they would. They could have won that game.
Yeah.
If they didn't fumble, they would have. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then your NFC.
My NFC.
Well, you got to pick a winner. You think New England beats Kansas City?
I'll take Kansas City.
Really? You're changing?
I'll take Kansas City.
You think you've seen something this season?
I think that Mahomes just goes nuts.
I'm going
to take Mahomes to just do everything.
I think he's in for one.
Yeah.
He'll have a full game this time instead of 2 second halves.
Yeah. For the NFC, this is really difficult.
AFC's been difficult.
My lock for the NFC, my lock anyway, for the NFC Championship is going to be Green Bay.
You think they're in it no matter what?
I think they're in it.
I just think Seattle's got their number.
I think it's a different Green Bay and a different Seattle, though.
Yeah, but
it's been a while.
I think Russell's the second best quarterback in the NFL, and if you want him to be number 1, I wouldn't put up too much of an argument. The throw, he's making some plays out there with not the best wide receiver.
Number 3 minimum.
Yeah, he's top 3.
Yeah,
no matter what.
I'm gonna take Green Bay, and I'm gonna take the Niners too.
Wow.
I'm just gonna. It's obviously the obvious pick because
those are you got the 2 top records. I think. I don't know if people classify as the Saints.
I mean, I guess like Seattle, New Orleans, and Green Bay all count as for that number 2 seed. But I think everything's there, you know. And as long as they don't flame out.
So you got it in San Fran. Or do you think that the Packers take
I think Green
seed?
Bay finishes out the season
in Lambeau.
In Lambeau.
And then you have.
I'm going to take Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl.
You got an Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl.
Yes, I do.
The old most talented player ever to some say the new most talented player ever already.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning? Because that's a fun game to watch. That's basically maybe a battle of which defense is less.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that. I think the Packers' defense is worse.
You think it's worse?
Will play worse.
I think they will too.
I think they're more talented overall, but I don't think they really have it.
I think that Chris Jones and Tyrann Mathieu are two bigger names than anybody on the Packers defense.
Yeah.
And they're going to just go insane.
I guess on the Packers defense, Jair Alexander is probably the star of that defense.
And then you got the Smith guys. They call them the Smith
Darius
brothers,
and Preston.
And they're not brothers.
Yeah. Ben, they started out solid, but they've fallen off.
I think one got hurt.
And I thought one of them had like an arrest or something.
Who knows?
Something
Smith
like that.
is such a common last name that I get lost.
Yeah. Rashawn Gary's around. Blake Martinez is the worst starter in the NFL.
Leading tackler, man.
Leading tackler, but he is. Did you? I watched some highlights from that Chargers game.
Mm-hmm.
So many of their plays were targeted specifically at Blake Martinez.
The Packers can be beat exactly how the Chiefs can be beat.
Yeah.
Run the ball.
Target your linebackers.
Run. Keep Rodgers off the field. Keep Mahomes off the field.
Yeah. I think they're the most similar teams in the NFL aside from New England and San Fran.
Yeah. The only difference I would say is the Chiefs have the wide receivers and the Packers have the running backs.
Yeah.
Like neither have one is missing the other.
But the playmaking is there.
Oh yeah.
From opposite spots.
They kind of have opposite approaches when it comes to wide receivers because the Packers go for the tall guy and the Chiefs go for the short, fast guy.
Yeah.
Like anytime
and that's just because they have different philosophies.
Oh yeah, they have different things that they just say Mahomes throw it as far as you can.
Yeah.
Go get it.
And now they say, let's have an Aaron Jones screen pass or it's that McVay play action offense.
Yeah. I like it both. I like them both.
Yeah. I'm going to take... Wait, I didn't make a pick, though, did I?
You said the Chiefs' defense is a little better.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Wow.
To win the Super Bowl against...
We have an agreement.
Yeah, so
last time that happened.
That makes you happy, because it's the Chiefs.
It does, but it doesn't, because last time we agreed on something, it was the Chicago Bears were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I had them against Kansas City.
Well, we have more information now, at least.
We do. We have a lot more.
And things can change. Things will...
Of course. We can have when the playoffs actually come, we can pick our playoff. The playoffs are going to be fun.
Lamar Jackson. It seems like there's so many more good teams this year.
Let's say both our two biggest misses. I'd say your biggest miss was Baltimore.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson.
My biggest, aside from Chicago.
We're going to take them out.
Yeah, because I think
we both missed.
That's consensus biggest miss. Baltimore was my biggest. Atlanta was yours.
Yeah.
That's tough.
He's getting fun.
What was your best prediction? Because obviously I'm like I said, I'm proud of my San Fran pick.
I would guess Seattle's my best prediction.
Seattle's up there.
I think I said they'd win the division or get second to the Rams.
Yeah. No, you said they get second to the Rams.
Damn it. That made me look smarter if I said
Wait, no. Maybe I'm wrong.
I had them up there.
Yeah.
I had them in the playoff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't have them going far, though.
I had Houston being great.
Yeah. But that's kind of...
They weren't
up in the air.
Yeah.
They're inconsistent.
You had Watson as your MVP pick.
Yeah.
100%. You locked it in.
Yeah.
And you're not it's in the mix. Far off.
It's in the mix. Well, because at first I wanted to be like a dark horse MVP. But then I said, no. We'll just go for it.
We're going Deshaun Watson here. I don't know. I think I was the most hesitant on the Browns. I still said they'd be good.
We both picked the Browns to win the division, right?
No. I had the Pittsburgh.
Oh, you had Pittsburgh,
wrong.
Yes.
But I was still right that the Browns wouldn't.
Yeah, well, because I picked the Browns to win the division and for Pittsburgh to barely make the playoffs after the Andrew Luck thing happened.
Yeah, I didn't even have them in the playoffs, I don't think.
Yeah.
I had them or Indy missing. Or both missing. I had both of them missing it.
Well, because you picked New England, Kansas City, Houston,
Pittsburgh,
and then your wild
Chargers, and we both missed on them.
Yeah, we both missed on Chargers and...
Maybe I had the Browns in there. I did. I had the Browns in.
Yeah.
Losing by a lot.
So. Yeah. Remember when I thought Denver could maybe make the playoffs?
Yeah, well, they're better than Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah.
My fantasy most correct, I think, was DJ Moore. He's been great.
Yeah, I drafted him too.
Or Mike Evans. And Chris Godwin. We both said Mike Evans and Chris Godwin would be great. They're both top 5 in receiving.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever said it on the podcast, but I know I was high on DK Metcalf.
You did a lot. We've talked about how
we did talk about
route run, and you say the Calvin Johnson stat.
He showed up though.
He has been pretty solid.
Devin Singletary is starting to get there.
Yeah, we were both
high on Singletary. I'm trying to think what my Kyler was my big one.
He's not bad.
Kyler was top 8 for a little bit there. Because I said top 4. Let me see where he's at right now.
He's definitely not top 4.
Oh, I know he's not top 4.
I don't know. I've been more wrong than right, it feels like this year. Kyler is 1, 2, 3. I did say...
Oh!
I think after week
3, 6?
Oh, wow. I did say Lamar could
Wait.
throw a ball after week 1.
Kyler has not. Oh, wait, no. That's week 10 projected. I'm wrong.
Huh. That made you feel good.
Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's not that far off from 6. Is there a big difference, though, between 6 and... I know Mahomes is still like
There's
number
actually
9
he's
on
actually
that list.
1/10 of a point away from 6th, behind Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford's been great.
Wilson is 1 at 224. Watson 2 at 215. Lamar Jackson is 3 at 204. Then there's a big drop off. Aaron Rodgers is 4th at 177. Pretty close next. Dak Prescott at 174. Stafford at 166. Kyler at 166. And then Brady at 163.
All right, that's good enough.
Yeah. Hey, he's 11 points off from 4th though. So it's in the mix.
Speaking about Stafford, the Lions have been the saddest team.
The saddest good team.
They could be undefeated, I think.
That's a little much.
No, all their games, I don't think they've been blown out by anybody. They should have beat the Packers.
Yeah.
You can argue they should have beat the Chiefs. They played better than the Chiefs that whole game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whole game they played better. They had a bad call against them too.
Yeah.
Like
The Lions have been the team that the refs hate this year. Last year it was Green Bay probably, or at least at the beginning of the
yeah,
year.
because Clay.
The Clay thing, the Clay things I should say.
I know the worst player in the NFL is it's Bashaud Breeland of the Kansas City Chiefs. Worst player in the NFL.
We can agree that the worst. Well, he
Worst
starts
starter.
though. Worst. Blake Martinez.
Against either Indy or Houston, Breeland had 5 penalties for 150 yards. He had a 65-yard defensive pass interference.
That's tough.
5 penalties
Yeah,
for.
he's bounced around too. He was drafted by Washington.
Yeah, he was supposed to be good.
Went to Oakland,
Mm-hmm.
and then now he's.
I think he went to Green Bay, and then he went to
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah,
He sucks.
yeah, terrible.
He's the
Kansas
new
City
Orlando
just
Scandrick.
loves to take flyers on cornerbacks that end up being terrible.
Yeah, that whole Orlando Scandrick was
Orlando
good in Philly
Scandrick,
thing.
Philip Gaines. Trying to think who else. Marcus Peters really wasn't that good.
Actually, he looked good for Baltimore now.
Yeah, but
Looks like he
in
was
Kansas
just
City, he wasn't that good.
He was picking off or getting beat. That's
Yeah.
all he did. But that worked because his picks helped give the ball back to their good offense.
Right. To number 1 deep threat in the league,
Alex Smith. I miss him a little bit. Not really. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I miss him in the league.
There's
as
a
person.
couple guys I just miss their presence.
Yeah, I wish Alex Smith was still in
Jay
Washington.
Cutler is probably my number 1.
He's just a
I miss
walking-
Jay being around.
Smoking Jay.
Yeah, the man. Do you follow him on Instagram?
I don't.
He's great. It's great.
I'm sad J.J. Watt got hurt again for Houston.
Yeah.
He's such a great guy.
At what point do you think they move on?
What point do you think people who keep getting hurt just go like, I'm Andrew Luck now, I'm done?
Yeah. I
J.J. Watt.
I could see JJ doing
I
it.
could see Cam Newton still doing it.
I don't think Cam loves spotlight too much.
He could easily go get a job on FS1.
I guess.
Hell, he could have his own like Skip and Shannon thing. Like he has that kind of personality.
I could see him doing that.
Man, look how great Mike Vick's done on TV.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I like watching him and hearing him talk about being a quarterback. Quarterbacks, great on TV because they know the most.
For the most part, yeah.
Even bad quarterbacks, like Dan Orlovsky, good
Solid.
on TV.
Didn't he say something dumb the other day?
Probably.
Orlovsky. I think he said something dumb. I forgot what it was, though.
He's not the best, but he has some good insight.
Yeah. I think it's funny that we're...
Speaking about not the best, refs have been the worst thing in the league this year. My favorite
Same stuff
person.
New Year.
This is worse this year. This is one of the worst, besides like the replacement refs. Pat McAfee, as I've mentioned him all the time, is great.
Yeah.
But he brought this up. I think week 3 he brought it up, and I've been paying attention to it ever since he did. Anytime there is a challenge on pass interference, the call on the field will stand. Because
Really?
Alberto Riveron, who is the head of the official committee, who they contact for all of the pass interference reviews and every review, did not want this rule to be passed, and he is punishing the league for doing it. And if you watch, very, very few calls get overturned.
Really?
Start paying attention to it now. I've noticed it in the Kansas City whoever game like 2 weeks ago. Denver, I think. There was a big play for no, it was Houston. Big play for Kansas City. Turned out Kelsey pushed off. Should have been pass interference. Didn't call it.
Didn't get overturned.
Did not, and they should have been. And as a Chiefs, I was like, they should.
Did you see what happened with Kyle Fuller in the Eagles game?
No, what happened?
Like I forget. It might have been Aguilar. Literally just like palmed his face mask and pushed for like a 40-yard pass.
Did they challenge it?
They didn't challenge it because they knew they weren't going to get it.
Yeah, you never get it. Like,
yeah.
And 2 plays later, they call a pass interference on Kelsey for doing nothing. Chiefs challenge it. Chiefs challenge it. Nope. I was like, okay. And then Colts Chiefs, because McAfee made a big deal about this.
Mm-hmm.
T.Y. Hilton literally stood there, and Tyrann Mathieu like touched T.Y. Hilton, and they called offensive pass interference. Reviewed it, stood. It's ridiculous. Like, he needs to be fired because I could do his job better than he can.
Yeah.
And like, I think there was a bad one.
I think the pass interference rule is dumb anyway.
Like, it's over. Like, what do you mean? Because it's obviously needs to be a rule.
It's just, it's so much though.
It's such a bad.
You're splitting so many hairs.
Defensive holding is my least favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
Obviously, it needs to be a thing that's called, but oh my god, I feel like it's happening on every play.
Yeah.
I legit,
what's really the difference
between
is
pass
holding the
interference
jersey?
and
Is that all it is?
Holding the jersey. If they see like the jersey like pull,
yeah,
defensive holding, it'll be a 3rd and 30, and there will
first
be
down.
There will be a defensive holding on somebody, not just the teams I watch. Like, it feels like every game besides New England gets a defensive holding for a first down.
Yeah.
On a 3rd down. I hate it. I'm losing the fun of watching some games because there's penalties on every single play.
And I guess part of it is just the nature of the game, you know, when it's so you know, up for grabs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That especially that receiver to cornerback relation. You know, it's I get the ref struggles, but it's like you gotta have your set rules and you gotta figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I would be fine if they were just consistently calling it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I guess the one positive out of them never returning pass interference calls, I mean, they've done like 2.
Yeah.
I've seen reviewed, is that you know you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Dungy, who is the most likable guy on TV, he never really gives his opinion either. He just
He just goes on Sunday Night Football and says this is happening.
Says a few things. This team's gonna win.
Yeah.
Never really bashes anybody. He has bashed these refs because they're so bad. He's like, he's saying they need to get rid of the rule because teams are just losing timeouts.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I'm fine with the rule if you execute it. If you're gonna review them, overturn them.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it feels like right now every penalty should be reviewable.
Yeah.
With how
But
bad.
you can't just have that. You can't have that though.
Well, you only get 2 challenges, maybe a third. So like,
but no, you get it back if you win it.
You only get 3 max. You get if
Still,
you get the first 2, you get your third, and you're not gonna.
And you can almost guarantee an extra 4 to 6 stoppages of play.
Yeah, but with how these games are being lost by refs, like if you're the Lions, league, I would have wanted to challenge that illegal hands to the face.
Yeah.
But I can't. It's not pass interference.
Yeah.
And like other bad calls that have happened. I mean, bad roughing the passers.
Yeah.
It's just
I'd rather they have none of it than all of it.
That's fair. I want one or the other. I don't want pick and choose your penalty.
Right. Yeah, it's garbage. That bottom line, it's garbage.
The NFL's been like very competitive, this year.
It seems like so many teams are capable this year.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of, like, Miami and, for the most part, the Jets.
Well, I mean, if Miami beats New York, you have to put them in there. They're not competitive. They're both 1-7.
Yeah.
And then there's Washington, who beat Miami.
Yeah. That trio of teams is pretty much...
And the Bengals.
Yeah, and the Bengals.
0-8. You called that one.
Did I?
You didn't say they'd go winless, but you say they'd be one of the worst teams in football. Granted, you said that about Baltimore, too.
Yeah. I think I said in general that the AFC North would be one of the worst division.
They are the worst division in football.
Yeah.
Them and the NFC East.
Yeah, and it's for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
But-
which happen to be the two divisions that the New England Patriots play this year.
Yeah.
They have had the easiest first-place schedule I've ever seen in my life.
What are their tough games coming up? Kansas City?
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe Buffalo again?
Philly and Dallas, I guess. That's it.
Because they're on bye this week.
So,
They get Philly, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo. And then one more that I can't see.
probably Miami. They've only played them once.
Yep. Miami week 17.
That's all right. So
Yeah. So actually their schedule is significantly tougher.
well, yeah,
coming
because they
up.
played 8 of the worst teams ever. Felt like.
So, I mean, they're getting a capable team in Philadelphia, another capable team in Dallas, and then 2 of the top AFC teams in a row against Houston and Kansas City.
I would love to see an AFC Championship Mahomes-Watson.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I don't care where it's at.
I feel like all of these, like, legitimate matchups are just going to be, like, so fun.
All these quarterback matchups I want to see.
You know what I think would be the worst Super Bowl? The absolute worst. I would hate to see it.
New England, New Orleans.
New England, San Francisco.
God, that would suck.
Yeah.
The hype.
At least New England, New
Well, then-
Orleans would be like Breeze and Brady.
I know,
like-
but they'd be so boring to watch now.
But you got you got Kamara, you got Michael Thomas.
I know, but you're comparing it to like the other matchups that we can get of Rodgers, Mahomes, Wilson,
Yeah.
Mahomes, Watson, those guys. Like you can, like I want to see that. I don't want to.
I think is my
the-
number one most favorite that I would love to see is probably the one I picked, Kansas City, Green Bay.
I think I'd rather see Russell Wilson.
I think the most fun Super Bowls involve Green Bay, Seattle,
Houston and Kansas City.
Houston. Yeah,
Any of those 4,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a good time watching.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's 2 I would like more.
yeah. I think a Seattle New England would be interesting. Just
A rematch.
I want to see New England try to handle Gordon, Metcalf, and Lockett.
Lockett is so good.
Lockett is
nowhere.
I wouldn't say out of nowhere. He's always been solid. But
But he's
just like
He's
really
a star now.
he's great in the
He's a
slot.
star wide receiver.
And now they have 2 legit outside receivers.
Mhm.
Because I mean, Josh Gordon and Metcalf are similar.
people.
Yeah.
I think Gordon's a way better route runner, but he's also been in the league.
Gordon's the better wide receiver, but Metcalf is the better athlete.
Yeah, he's insane. He's been really good.
Yeah.
There was Chiefs fans
He's Calvin
that were.
Johnson.
There were Chiefs
I've
fans
said it
that
so many
were-
times, but he's Calvin Johnson.
He wishes he was Calvin Johnson.
But he's a modern day. He's the closest thing we'll ever get to Calvin.
We'll probably get a ridiculous athlete pretty soon.
Well, right now, he's the closest thing we have.
Julio.
Mike Evans is up there too.
Julio is probably because he's not slow. Mike
Yeah.
Evans isn't slow, but he's not fast.
He's not fast.
I'd say Julio.
Metcalf has everything though. Metcalf.
We'll give him.
I think
some
Metcalf.
time.
I think Metcalf is faster.
On his 40, yeah,
Yeah.
but laterally, no.
Well, of course.
Did he have? Was it a real thing that he had a slower agility time than Tom Brady did? I think they
were comparable.
which is sad because even Tom Brady
But also,
right
when
now,
you're that massive, what are you
Tom
gonna?
Brady right now would put up a better combine than Tom Brady did in the combine. And Tom Brady's 40 something, like 42.
Yeah. At least he's healthier. He's got his vegan diet.
That TB12 diet.
Yeah. The
It's
trainer
something.
and all.
You think he's leaving?
Oh, I forgot about that.
I was gonna mention that when we
Oh.
were talking about Bears court. Like,
Hey, yeah. How about that one?
What if? Now this isn't gonna happen for the Bears. I'm saying, what if this happens?
Hey, I mean,
The Niners lose in the first round of the playoffs, or their first game in the playoffs, and Jimmy G didn't have a good game.
I don't think they can't they can't back out on Jimmy G. It's too
I
late for
bet
that.
they could.
It's too late for that.
His contract isn't even that bad compared to other quarterbacks' contracts now.
It's too late for that.
Is it?
It's too late for
Brady's a Cali boy. Grew up a Niners fan. He's always getting compared to Joe. What if he goes in to San Francisco, wins him a Super Bowl, gets rid of
I can't see it.
I can definitely see it happen.
I can't see it. I think
My second option, Chicago. If he does leave.
first option.
Oh, actually, my second option is Tennessee.
Tennessee Chargers are up there.
Nah,
I think Rivers is going to be done.
But think Tennessee, he's really close with Vrabel. They have a solid defense. Vrabel helped him win a few Super Bowls as a player.
Yeah.
Solid weapons.
This is Peyton Manning all over again.
Where does Peyton Manning go? Except like Brady's a lot older and not as talented.
And also, because Manning had the thing where he wanted to stay in the AFC.
Really, I didn't remember that.
Yes, that's why. Because I remember he probably should have gone to Arizona.
Yeah, he really should have. Man, Manning and Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
would have been beautiful.
Old.
Well, he wasn't too old when Manning.
I mean, there's still though.
Yeah, he's old right now. But I'm my top three, probably Tennessee at number one, then San Francisco, then Chicago.
Because I'm biased, I'm taking Chicago at number one.
I don't know. I don't think he wants to go there.
I mean, I guess he's going to get the best supporting cast in Chicago.
Over San Francisco?
I don't think San Francisco is a legit possibility.
You think they're stuck on Jimmy?
I think they're stuck on Jimmy.
I think if he plays bad enough, they'll send him out.
I mean, obviously,
for 1 year of Tom
it's
Brady.
entirely possible that he could just crash and burn and be terrible, but I don't see how that happens.
Yeah. I just think it'd be great to see Brady go there, take Jimmy G's
What happens
job.
to Jimmy G then?
Probably if he goes back to New England, they just trade him.
You know what? I know they just signed Brissett to a contract.
You think he could go to Indy?
Indy, maybe?
Steal.
But does he really want to be...
I don't think he ever wants...
That's Manning country, though.
He doesn't want to be Manning country.
Yeah.
He hates the Colts.
Never mind on that one.
And Luck. He didn't like Luck either.
Yeah. Jags?
If it was Jags from Bortles years, yeah, but this Jags, they're not the same.
And they're locked into Foles, probably.
Oh, yeah, they're paying that guy.
And
yeah, they got rid of Ramsey. Like, I don't care about him anymore.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
No Minshew, no Ramsey. No
Tampa?
Curse.
Bruce Arians?
Maybe. Their defense is a little weak, but their offensive weapons are nice.
Yeah.
They have all the weapons on offense.
I think Ronald Jones is going to be good second half.
Yeah, I hope so. If he's out there, luckily for you guys, get him. He probably isn't, though.
Yeah.
Same
I mean, I
with
wouldn't
Devin
rule it out.
Singletary.
I mean, if you're in a league with people that don't know what they're doing, then he's probably out there.
Devin Singletary is another must pick.
Yeah. I mean, I've had Devin Singletary on my roster
I've been
all
picking
year.
him up and dropping him like 10 times this year. Because I'll need someone, because someone's on a bye.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll buy Devin, because you get one game you'll have 10 carries, the next you'll have 2.
Yeah. I think now is his time.
Yeah, he just had 20 carries. It's his time.
Yeah. And the passing game work. I dream of a Devin Singletary wheel route that Josh Allen just 50 yards to the house.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I feel like we were some of the only people that thought Josh Allen would actually be incredible.
I think a lot we hit well on our good picks, but our bad picks were disgusting.
Yeah, I had Atlanta and Chicago. You were way bigger miss on the Chargers than I was.
Yeah,
you
still had to make the playoffs. So.
Yeah, but you had them winning the division.
Yeah, I had them going to the conference championship.
Yeah, now they're 4-5, and they've had one good win.
Yeah.
I've seen what were our thoughts on the Packers coming into the
I think I said that I wouldn't be surprised to see them win the division.
I had them third. I think you had them second.
I had them second.
I had Minnesota second.
I was low on Minnesota.
I was high on them, and I'm not wrong. They've been solid.
Yeah, they've been good. I think if you made me choose right now, I think Minnesota ends up being a wild card team.
Yeah, 6-3. Dalvin Cook's incredible.
Yeah.
We were right about Dalvin Cook. We said he'd be great if he was healthy. He's been incredible.
But we also said that we're just waiting for him to get hurt.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen. He's been so good for them. I'd say our biggest hits are Tampa wide receivers.
Yeah, biggest hit. Yeah,
You was the Niners. Mine was, I said, both Tampa wide receivers.
go nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Chris Godwin was the number one fantasy wide receiver till
Yeah.
week 7, and now he's number 3.
yeah.
So he
He's still making it happen. And Evans was kind of started a little slow.
was pissing me off.
but picked it up. He
He's
had like a 40-point night.
He's had 2 or 3
Yeah.
40s, and he's leading the league in receiving right now.
Yeah,
Remember when we all thought Watkins was gonna go insane because he had that big week 1?
I was never that high on him.
I thought he'd be a lot better than what he has, but he's
I
been
was never
hurt.
that high on him.
He's been normal Sammy Watkins, in and out.
That's
of
what he
the lineup,
does.
which sucks because he's so talented.
Yeah, I still think that was a bad signing by Kansas City.
Yeah,
I think that money could go elsewhere.
yeah.
It would probably end up going to Mahomes, but
How much do you think he's gonna get?
I don't even know. who's what's the highest paid right now? Like 240 total.
No, yeah, no one's hit 2.
No one's hit 2.
No.
I thought it was like up there.
No, it's still in the 190s. Maybe even.
I could see him hit.
I think it's Russell who has the most. If not, someone just beat him
Mahomes.
out.
I think
Oh, Whatever it is, he's gonna beat it out by 10 to 15.
Yeah, I guess who could be like predict to be the highest paid quarterback at that point?
Watson.
Watson.
That's it.
Wait, well no, because they get contracts in the same year,
Yeah.
so it'd have to be somebody
So
drafted.
Watson would have to sign before Mahomes did for that to happen. But they're probably both gonna wait for each other to sign.
Oh
they can-
yeah,
so
we
they
got a
can-
little Manny
Houston's not
Machado and
gonna-
Bryce Harper situation.
Houston's not gonna like that game
Yeah,
because they know Mahomes deserves a little bit more.
and they just gave up all of their draft capital too.
Oh my God, I forgot they did all
Houston's
that.
gonna crash and burn hard when they're not good anymore.
I love Deshaun Watson.
That window is short.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think they got to do it this year if they're gonna do it.
yeah. What's your dream like? Where this free agency should be a fun one, I think, with all these quarterbacks out there.
A lot of quarterbacks, but I can't think of who else is out there.
I was gonna say Tyreek Hill, but they re-signed him.
Yeah,
Chris Jones is a possibility.
I thought he got locked up.
No, still out there, and that's scary. They need to get him back now.
I'm trying to
before they-
think if there's
They're running out of money.
AJ
Kansas-
Green.
Yeah. AJ
Let
Green.
me look up a list. 2020 NFL free agents.
I mean, I think any defender on Kansas City besides like the ones they just signed.
Yeah. So
Nope.
Teddy. I mean, yeah. Ronald Darby.
He's solid.
Marcus Peters.
Oh no, he's
Clowney got locked up, right?
Yeah, I think
Did Byron Jones get locked up?
not yet.
No.
Dak
Amari
still
Cooper.
has he? He hasn't got his
I think so.
contract yet.
Rivers.
He'll
Chris
resign.
Harris.
Then did he resign?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Melvin Gordon.
Where's he gonna go? Where do you want him to go?
Where do I want him to go?
I would love to see. No, I wouldn't want to see him in Kansas City. They'd have to overpay for him.
Yeah, they'd have to overpay.
Only running back I wanted them to sign was Le'Veon.
Yeah.
And I would have gave him the Jets contract
Yeah.
if I was the Chiefs.
Man,
he'd be so...
San Francisco.
For Melvin,
Breida might be gone after this year.
but they still have Tevin. Tevin's been pretty good.
And
we
McKinnon's on contract,
underrated
too.
how good Tevin was gonna do.
Buffalo. Depending on how Singletary does.
Yeah, running backs are the most replaceable position,
Yeah.
sadly.
I could see him going to a team like Washington. Maybe even Houston.
Houston's interesting
Yeah.
because they throw their money out
Yeah.
at everybody besides Clowney.
Yeah. I think Houston is probably number one right now.
Yeah, let's say that. So we got our Super Bowl predictions finalized.
Yes. Are you gonna wrap it up here?
Yeah, for the rest of till the playoffs.
Yeah.
I have Kansas City v Seattle. Kansas City coming out on top in a shootout.
Yeah.
Neither team has a great defense right
Right.
now. Loved all the storylines in it.
Yeah.
2 great coaches, 2 great quarterbacks. Frank Clark coming over to Kansas City
yeah.
from Seattle.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. And then I already forgot.
You got Rodgers.
I got Rodgers and Mahomes.
More great storylines
Yes.
in that one.
Because that's really a passing of the torch sort of game.
It really, if Mahomes wins that, like...
How many more years do you think Rodgers plays?
I don't know. How old is he? He's like 34, 35, right?
I think he's close to 36.
Jesus. You forget he sat out like this first 4 years.
Yeah.
So, like, he hasn't played as long as all the guys his age.
Right.
Like, I thought Alex Smith was a lot older than Aaron Rodgers, and nope. Same draft class.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that one, passing of the torch, Mahomes wins that one. I think everyone's like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the future of this.
Terrible uniform matchup.
Ew, green versus red.
Yeah. Well,
One of them's got to be white.
granted, red accents, though. What do you think the best uniform matchup is? I'm kind of a uniform guy.
Saints Raiders.
I guess I mean like out of possible things.
That's a possibility, Saints versus Raiders.
I guess.
You mean like contender-wise? New England's jerseys are always solid.
I despise New England's jerseys with
I like their white ones.
I like their color rushes, like the ones with
The red ones?
No, the ones with the different sleeves, the ones with stripes. I think those are okay.
If you give me the Saints color rush, then it's already the best.
But nobody's gonna wear that in the Super Bowl.
Still, the Saints jerseys in general are really
Give
good.
me Seattle,
Of course.
and give me Kansas City. Yeah, I like that.
I like the red. The red on red is not technically a color rush because they've been doing that for years.
The Bears do that too with the blue on blue.
Yeah, it's not a color rush. Well,
But it's still
technically
a-
color
it's
rush
still an
isn't a
alternate.
thing anymore.
Yeah,
But red on red they do for primetime home games.
yeah.
So
I like the red on red. I wish the Bears would wear blue on blue more. They wore it against Atlanta like 2 years ago. It was
nice.
great.
Those orange jerseys looked fine.
Yeah, I like
Too
the
bad.
orange. I got my orange Allen Robinson jersey.
Yeah, too bad they blew the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rodgers, Mahomes is yours. Mahomes on top. Rodgers.
And Russell Wilson's going to win MVP.
Russell Wilson's MVP, but he's going to lose the Super Bowl.
Yep.
In my prediction.
Or in the divisional round.
Divisional round?
For me.
Oh yeah, because you don't have him in the conference championship either. I think that was.
Yeah, that was solid. This has been an anticipated episode for a
Yeah,
while.
we were hyping this up a lot, and I think it was a pretty
Solid,
good one.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys on the next episode, which might be a basketball one.
Yep, hopefully.
With the great debate on who the best center in the
It's
NBA
coming.
is.